Y'all just be hooking all the answers are right on in there. Answers be in the chat. Reed says yes, we need to check in with each other. I agree with you. Yep. All right, so we back from our commercial break here.
In the morgue, the cop. Let me just before we go on. The Combo 6 left her.
Oops, sorry, y'all.
Like a bag of trash on the side of the road. Not even a bag of trash, because actually a bag of trash, you're afraid you might get a ticket for littering and you want to put it somewhere. They left. They didn't even get any information. It's safe to say they didn't want the family to be able to locate the body. I don't know why those idiots thought that parents would leave their only children, the body of their only child, their only daughter.
Because like I said, y'all, remember I was telling y'all about my son's younger sister, 19 years old. She was a femicide. She was found unalive in Arizona and, lived in California. So what these people do in order to get away with it is because they'll move the body in different areas. So when they finally discover who the person is, if they're in another state, people already have busy on their own state, all of these unsolved murders and unalivings and stuff, that it just gets swept under the carpet. And then before you know it, it'll just be another cold case. And then sometimes the families don't have the money to retrieve the body. Like they didn't have the money to recover the body from another state, So that's why they were probably thinking that, like, they was thinking like, Shanquella's people aren't going to have the money to get the body from another country, right? I'm sure that's going to be expensive. So that's exactly how they do it, or why they do it, to make it more difficult and think that people will be less likely to, go through some big things to get the money.
Down in Mexico? Maybe that's the way their parents would have done them. I don't know. They didn't come back with any contact information. He had to call around, had to Google, call the embassy, call the funeral home. Literally, he met, thank goodness for Miss Elizabeth, because that was his eyes and ears, right? She heard the pain in his voice. Mm-hmm. She heard the trauma. And she said, you remind me of my dad. That's your heart. I got you. We're going to do this together. She said, I guess something wasn't right. He said, listen, I'm going to give you the forms, this and that, blah, 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 to let you know we're the Western Union. Not to send the body home yet, but to conduct an autopsy.
Wow.
They conducted that autopsy that Mr. Robinson paid out of his pocket. Y'all, also, side note, they're going to fund me. I just checked. It hasn't even hit 400,000. Something's wrong in this world when they don't even have 4,000. I have donated several times to that GoFundMe. I've had the people I know donate. It's just, please, if you can give. If not, just share it. But you're doing enough by doing anything that you actually can. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So they do the autopsy. It's the third woman. Her name is Miss Byrne. Don't call her Mrs. B. And she does the autopsy. And then he calls Miss Elizabeth, and he's like, Miss Elizabeth, tell me right now, what happened to my baby? Miss Elizabeth says she had luxation. They broke her spine, right? They broke her spine. He breaks down in tears, calls his wife, but it's not over. Because now Mrs. B, Miss Elizabeth, and of course, Mr. Robinson, they're working together like a holy trifecta. Because they all, even though they don't even know who Shanquella is, they want to see justice just like we do. So they put him in contact with the detective of the area. And he tells the detective, it's not right. This is murder, this and that. And he says, listen, I hear you, but you have to start with the United States in order for us. You have to start with the United States. And so he did.
Yeah.
He literally went, FBI, police, everybody he could, got them involved. And from the FBI taking a look into it, that was able also on their side to trigger an investigation with Mexico. Mexico then was able to get cooperation with the FBI. And as we know, but you guys, this isn't over, because this is why it's so good for the family to talk about it. And listen,
it's for us to talk about it.
This interview, the first time, it had me in tears, right? but it's good because we need to emotionally connect with the
Yes.
story. People need to emotionally connect with the story. Black, white, Puerto Rican, or Haitian, right? No matter what your denomination is, race, color, religion, or creed, it doesn't matter. We need to connect. But y'all, the story's not over. Let's keep going. Now, this is something that's very, very important to hear. Because remember how I was telling y'all that this is what there's Mark Lamont Hill tries to get from Mr. Robinson. What are the authorities saying? What's going on? You talk about the effect. What's going on right now? Remember I said that in high-profile cases, they don't tell the family anything, but what they do tell the family, they let them know either one, yes, you can share it, or two, right, you cannot share it. But they let them know that any information that they give them, they need permission to disclose it. Listen to this. And this, I want to give everybody hope because it sounds like there's some big moves being made. Because listen to this.
Now, are the investigators still talking to you? Or are they giving you updates? Like, where are we now?
I'm gonna leave that part alone. I ain't gonna even go. I'm not even gonna go into that.
Good for him.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
can you? And I don't want you to go into the details if you don't feel comfortable for whatever reason. But can you at least let us know? Are you in conversation with the people that you want to be in conversation with? Are you getting answers from people?
I ain't gonna even go into that. I'm just gonna let them do what they gotta do.
Okay. Are you happy with what they're doing?
I'm just, like I said, I'm believing.
Leave him alone, man.
My faith is
Okay.
in God. My faith is in God, man. That was my faith at from day one. I said, God showed me what happened.
Yeah.
And he stopped pulling layers, man. He stopped pulling layers. Y'all got the story. Everybody got the story, saw the story. And save yourself, ditch me on them.
Yeah. And that's the part where for me, it felt like he was thanking us and giving us gratitude for getting the story and keeping it out there, keeping it going and stuff like that. So I sure appreciate the dad for that. And Tamika says, yes, Dejanay has a case number in Cabo now. Yep. It's all over the internet. Thank you, Tamika. We checked all that too. And Happy Girl 66 says, and tampering with the crime scene is a big no-no. They will be held accountable in many, many ways. Good. All right. Yes. And Wanda Word says they didn't bank on him getting help either. Exactly. Yep. That's why I'm saying, y'all, we have to continue. No more moments of silence. We got to speak out. We got to speak out. So we keep the voices going. We keep the light happening. Sunshine says, I believe there's more footage because the mom said they was over there fighting her. It's not just Dejanay. Happy Girl says, lying to the FBI is another crime. Tampering with the crime scene. Oh, yes, it's going down. True facts. Cool. Thank you, Happy Girl. And Happy Girl says, and they, FBI and Mexico, are absolutely working together. Slow but sure. Good. We need that. We don't care about slow. Slow and sure is the best thing. We're happy for that. Yes, 100%. And thank y'all so much for the engagement. See, I told y'all gag orders are in place. Yes, for sure. And it's necessary. This is horrible. All right, so let's go on and get finished up here.
It did, Shanquella. And y'all saw that it was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And God put that feeling in y'all knowing that it was wrong. And that's why everybody around this world today want justice.
Yeah.
That's why everybody praying. Don't even know me. I don't even know them, man. And I appreciate y'all prayers. Y'all carrying this and y'all love, for this father right here, because I'm hurt, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hurt. I'm hurt to the core. For them to do this right here. She had so much going for herself.
Yep.
One of the things you've said before is that you thought Shanquella was set up. What did you mean by that?
Listen up, y'all.
Envious and jealous of her. I mean,
See there?
Now, isn't it funny? We're going to get into it in a second, but the same thing everybody felt, the father thinks that is the main motivation.
Yeah.
Because throughout her life, she's always been a bright star.
Yes.
And earlier in the interview, he talked about the way he taught her to love everybody and treat everyone equally. And sometimes when people see that, it's like, you know that old saying that sometimes, like, I feel like what happened is sometimes you have such a bright light and you want to throw like a giant net into the world and catch everything and experience everything because that's your light. Shanquella was very adventurous. She was a go-getter. Listen to the interview on the grill, the full interview. And she cast this wide net to catch all the beauty in the universe. But the thing nobody tells you, and the thing like we try to act like sometimes you catch monsters in that net too.
Yep.
Sometimes you catch demons in that net. Because when you throw a wide net out there, you could catch the good and you catch the bad.
Exactly.
But in these situations, it's so unfortunate Shanquella lost her life. Like, honestly, what's the other choice? Have a small net? Never go out there, never experience love.
And that's why I say, y'all, we got to stop, look, listen, and feel for vibe. You need to know what envy feels like. You need to know what it feels like when somebody is envious of you, when they sharing a fake smile with you, right? You need to know what that feels like so you don't get caught by yourself with somebody that has that type of strong disliking, this strong hatred for you and filled with fury. You don't want that.
Beauty, joy. At the end of the day, so many people talk about, oh, Shanquella, fake friends, this and they weren't her friends. They were demons.
Yeah.
They were demons. And even people in the Bible, right? The Torah, the Quran, whatever, even they sometimes didn't know they were sitting next to demons. And they were anointed. Look at Jesus and Judas. Anyway, let's get into what he said. This is important, the way he talks about the jealousy and the way he thinks Shanquella was set up.
Business, doing hair. I mean, how people like her, man. She was a people person, you know. They knew her dad here in Charlotte, you know. People who always used to tell her, no matter where you go, they know you. They can just look at you, and once you say you're a Robinson, they're going to say your dad name was God, ain't it?
Wow. Yeah, so they had to take her out of the country so to isolate you. And keep that in mind, these abusers, that's how they do their work. They definitely need to keep you isolated. So that's why it's important to speak out against abuse, because they are counting on you to keep quiet. And that's what most victims do. They don't say anything about it because you feel ashamed and all that stuff. So that's why we talk about speaking out. We don't, no moments of silence. And Wanda Ward says, discretion, what is that? Desecration of a corpse. Shameful, just shameful. I agree with you. Yes. That's the crime too, right? Let's see here. And she was no question. Yes, she was. All right. Sunshine, phones are key. Where's that at? All right, and here, well, Sunshine said, Shanquella was very beautiful. Yes, beautiful spirit, beautiful inside and out. She was very beautiful. And 666 Happy Girl says, anybody see the video of Nazir with his GUN in his pants, his lap? Watch it carefully. People think he's with Winter because of the nails in that video. Somebody had said that he had put on some nails. Okay. Reed says jealousy is real. Okay, let's get back to our video here. Y'all don't remember that somebody was accusing him of having the fake nails?
Hey, you know.
Isn't that interesting? We wonder about Shanquella. We know her parents loved her, but she came from a family of pride, of name. The character was known. Like he said, she could be walking around anywhere. And they're like, oh, you a Robinson? You're Bernard, your dad? Oh, you got a good dad.
Yeah.
Again, to people that were raised in love, it's like, yeah, good for you. But for people that never know it and don't even love themselves, those are the type of things.
I don't try to bother. I don't bother nobody, man. I treat people like they want to be treated. You know, this dad going to feed the homeless, man. You know. You know, she go to the shelter when she was little with me, man. A lot of the men get together, you know, fix hot dogs and stuff, man. While here feeding the homeless, she used to be with me. I always let her know. A blink of an eye, you can be in the same situation they in, but I always never look down on nobody. You know,
that's right.
He taught his baby never to look down on anyone. And these monsters, y'all, the Alyssa, the Nasirs, the Dejanay's, the Khalils, the Winter Donovans, right? The Malik Dryers, you too, right? They don't deserve any peace, but like Mr. Robinson says, he's a man of God, and God has him. He asked God when he first heard on Saturday and his whole world shattered. He asked God to peel back the layers. He asked God to show him, and God showed him from the beginning that Monday. And it makes me so mad that man had to fight to even find out who had her body.
Yeah.
Those
super sad, y'all. So that's pretty much the end of her video there, and we thank you, Tessa Tales, for your commentary and for contributing so much to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel over here. And I mean, drop the link too, in case anybody wants to share vocally here to the chat their testimony or any type of feelings like that. Open it up. Here's the link for the testimony service. And I'm going to pin it over here in the chat. There we go. All right. So we got the link pinned in chat if someone is needing to, express themselves or something like that. And see, Happy, 666 Happy Girl said, this new technology is really something else out here. I agree with you. Especially being a Gen Xer, so I'm exactly happy to be part of the Gen X so we get the best of both worlds. I remember what it was like when the technology was not here. And Wanda Word says, envy and jealousy turned into wrath. The sun went down. The enemy came in completely and they woke up ready for... They all scared, waiting. Okay, I done messed up here. Superstar Graham says, I seen that video. He pretending that he isn't scared walking the streets. Who? They're all scared waiting. Okay, yeah, because their name is out there. Now they're walking around here scared. That's why he making videos with weapons. Oh, okay, trying to show people like you don't want none. Don't come up on me unless you ready for this heat. That's what he's doing. Okay, yeah, somebody said that a little bit earlier. Okay, this is what y'all talking about. Okay, anybody seen the video of Nazir with his gun in his lap? Watch. Okay, got you. Oh, so you think they together? They held up together? Okay, all right. Interesting. Okay, that's the link right there. All right, and see, Regina Davis says, community, how do you think that families of the Cabo Six is dealing with this horrible crime? I'm pretty sure they probably don't even want to be connected. Don't tell these people I'm your auntie. And, I don't know. I would think that they probably, don't want to be associated with them. Especially now that everyone's still talking about this stuff, who would want to even, be associated with them? Superstar Graham says, his weapons can't stop God. Exactly. Yep, exactly. Yeah. Arnisha K said, shared on Facebook. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And 66 Happy Girl says, absolutely. I remember those days too. Yep. All right. They really are afraid, as they should be. Yeah. Yep. Ain't nobody scared of Nazir. I know, huh? Yeah, because he's, I'm sure, really shaking his boots. Says the girl did have white nails in that video. Yeah, I didn't see the video, y'all. I did not see the video. All right, so let me see. I'm gonna grab. I'm gonna only go for about no more than hour because I have my mastermind. I'll be getting off into in about an hour. So let's see what we got here with and I appreciate y'all that spoke out too about Stefan Twitch balls, too. Something definitely want to look off into. Oh, I know what I wanted to show y'all. Okay, so I just found this one today. This here is an attorney and had a really good video out here. So we'll probably just have time to finish up this one here.
By now you have all.
Sorry, y'all. Let me pause there. It's our latest share. One of the words says, their families are ashamed. Yeah, they uprooted so many people's peace. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree with you. This here is a new, let me at least put her in the act on this. This is a new person that we haven't seen any of the videos from this content creator, who's also an attorney. And name is, okay, Level Up Home is the creator's YouTube channel here. It says Shanquella Robinson, Mexico, real video, missing Shanquella Robinson, Charlotte, North Carolina video update. The reason why this one I think is so super significant is because look, it's a month. She did it a month ago, and there's 1.3 million views. So I'm really curious to see what this attorney is saying on this video here.
Shanquella Robinson, who was brutally beaten and murdered by her so-called friends on vacation in Mexico just recently. So I am attorney Candace, and I want to break this down from a legal perspective and see what can be done to get justice. Everyone wants to see these friends thrown under the jail, and I'm a part of that community who wants to see that happen too. But let's address this from a legal component.
Okay.
Can the friends actually be arrested? Here's the deal. Jurisdiction is very important in this situation. Because the murder occurred in the country of Mexico, the U.S. has no jurisdiction to prosecute these friends, okay? So if they are going to be prosecuted for this murder, it's going to have to come from the country of Mexico. So everyone needs to put the pressure and focus on the Mexican jurisdiction to file a criminal complaint and prosecute these friends, okay? A good example of this will come from the TV show Handmaid's Tale. In that show, the star character June kills and murders the commander. After she does that, she turns herself into the police and confesses of the crime. She wants to go to jail. However, the police, said they declined to prosecute her because the murder occurred outside of the Canadian jurisdiction. Now, don't get discouraged. As an attorney, my job is to find all type of legal loopholes.
And keep in mind, y'all, she did this video a month ago, and then so we have hindsight because we see that the dad said that Mexico told him that we got to get, Americans started over here. So good thing is that both countries were both involved in it. So good.
Can get the result that we want. Mm-hmm. All right. So in this case, what I would do is I would take a civil approach. Before we dive into what that approach is, let's talk about the autopsy because these facts are going to be relevant. The autopsy showed that Shanquella died. Her cause of death was a broken neck and a cracked spinal cord. Mm-hmm. Also, there's a video that's unfortunately circulating the internet showing Shanquella naked sitting on the floor and being beaten by one of the friends while the other friends record this brutal act, okay? Yeah. With that being said, those facts show me a strong case for a wrongful death lawsuit against the friends, okay? Yes, wrongful death lawsuit. I filed that in North Carolina where the friends reside. And the second cause of action that I would include in that complaint is a cause of action for civil conspiracy. It stated that Shanquella was murdered within 24 hours of landing in Mexico. So was there a conspiracy to kill her?
Yeah.
There certainly was a conspiracy to cover it up because the friends lied about her having alcohol poisoning and no one mentioned that she was actually beaten. So that's my legal perspective on this. Rest in peace to this beautiful young lady, and my condolences to the family, and I pray you get the justice that you deserve. Until next time.
Hey guys, I hope you guys are having a good day. Real fast. It's just.
So I think the rest of these are just kind of like shout out, for justice for Shanquella. I just thought it was significant that, she did this a month ago, and, like we're kind of still in the same boat as far as like, nothing's been done. Like we haven't seen anybody to be held accountable for anything like that. See here. Johnny says, Nazir said in his video that this thing is bigger than what you think. What do you think he meant by that? I think, that to me would say that maybe he probably meant that, like, it's deeper, because we saw that this whole cover-up story is kind of a thing. Like, it's like a thing, right? Like you can get your BBL down here in Mexico. Like it's the thing, like, underground type of how to get rid of a body type thing, because, we all this new information, or, not even new information, but just what we heard and stuff, somebody that we thought was Nazir or Kylie on the video saying we got our first body and all that stuff. So I'm thinking that he is saying that is bigger than this. It's not just them. This is something big than we all know. 66 Happy Girl says, I had to stop wrapping Christmas gifts so I could be here with all of you beautiful people. Thank you so much. And that's cool that you wrapping gifts and getting this holiday spirit in here too. Appreciate y'all. Sunshine says, well, is Nazir being questioned by police since he said that it's bigger than what we think it is? Who all locked up now? I don't think so, but we did hear, remember Nazir's mama was all talking about, my baby didn't already talk to the FBI and cleared his good name. So yeah. And from what we know, we think that only Dejanay, because she's the only one that we actually saw the numbers for the the codes or whatever. We saw the receipts. I'm not sure which video it was that we saw that or when we proved it, but I think that was about maybe a week and a half ago that we got the proof of Dejanay being detained, right? I think that's where we're at with that. So Happy Girl says they all are being questioned by the FBI at this time. Good. Thank you for keeping us with the update, Happy Girl. I super duper appreciate it. I'm going to peek into this channel here and see if she got any recent updates on it. And nope, everything 3 weeks ago. Let's see, Superstar Graham had gave us an offering, I think, earlier. Let me see what else I got on here. What is it? Oh, got a new name here. All right, Daima Abdul says, peace and blessings, Queen. What's up with her current boyfriend, who she apparently lived with? He is very quiet. Who is the real mastermind? Life insurance and business insurance? According to Shanquella's dad, she had her own apartment. I don't think she lived with anybody. Yeah, I think her dad, said she just had her own apartment, not that she lived with anybody. Nazir Nim giving clues unexpectedly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like I said, it's deeper than that. But this is very interesting here. All right. What's up with the current boyfriend? Yeah, after like week 3, I don't think anybody because he wasn't there or anything like that, so hasn't really offered or said anything with this whole with the case here. All right, so let me see here. What time is it? Okay, I got time for maybe one more little quick one here. Let's see. Okay, let's do our Queen Sheba. We like her video. She do some good stuff. Let's see how long this is too. Okay, yeah. So we got one from a Queen Sheba. This says the statements aren't adding up. This one might be pretty interesting here. This one's kind of long. Let me see what I got. Some comments over here. Okay, I read that one too. Jinju said, I found out where the 3 hoes worked at and called and spoke to their employers. I told you I got time for those hoes. 3 more to go, and I'm still doing my detective work. Jinju's all right. That's here. That's how we get down over here. We got Jinju's really putting it down and getting them rats, right? So she got 3 rats down, 3 more to go. Thank you, Jen Juice, for that update here, how we doing it. And Rebecca says, I think it might be several months next year sometime when they get locked up, but it's coming. They're going to be locked up and justice is coming for Shanquella. I agree with you. And y'all, you have to think about it too. It's not like they getting over easy now. It's got to be difficult. We saw, I think it was Thursday or Friday. They went down to Elise's job. She probably ain't been back since, So it's not like it's easy for them to get around. They're very noticeable now. And people going to be pointing them out, oh, there they go. Oh, there they go. So it's like, you can't run nowhere. You can't hide. And you're not going to, get a chance to walk around living easy because people see you. People are going to make it hard for you and uncomfortable to be around you. They're going to be like, look, you're going to have to go, I don't need my neighbors seeing you over here. So, they ain't going to be able to go to family. Let's see. Wanda Word said, is it true Dejanay is adopted at Gen Juice? Mm-hmm. Yes, get it. All right. Give me those numbers, Gen Juice. Oh, y'all stop. All right. It's all a matter of time now. I agree with you. All right. So here we got our next video from Queen Sheba. I don't know. This one might be too long. Let me see what else we got here. Okay, we just did the lawyer explain. How about? Okay, this might be a good one here. Answering the question about their arrest too. Yes. And this one's good. This is only 8 minutes. Okay, and this here is supposed to be talking. It's an update. Is it an update? No, this ain't no update. This 3 weeks ago. Nah. Okay, I gotta have something more recent here. And we just do the update. Who cares? All right, here we go. We see y'all, Cabo 6. Exactly. I'm telling you, they ain't got no place to hide and run. And it's not comfortable. Can you imagine you walking around with this big old not a target, but yeah, maybe a target. But just everybody knowing what you did, even if you're not Dejanay, just knowing that I was over there and stuff and I didn't do anything, like that's not, it's not easy for them. They can't even go, they're going to have to order from Uber Eats and DoorDash because they're not going to be able to show their faces at these places and stuff. They're not having a fun time. It's not like they walking around, but they ain't free. They got to go, they hide. Like I said, they probably down in the basement somewhere. They in the basement somewhere, waiting for somebody to bring them some food. They say, bring us something to eat. All right, this is going to be our last video, y'all, because I'm about to wrap it up. And I just thank everybody for coming out and helping me continue to keep Shanquella name out there and justice.
I forgot to make a video about this last night, but for those wondering about arresting updates, an arrest warrant has been issued by Mexico in the Shanquella case. So thank God. Basically, a warrant has been issued for the aggressor in the video, but they haven't released who the warrant is for. Me personally, I think it's Dejanay Jackson, just because that's the only video that's been made public as of right now. But they're not really saying
And
who
then
it's
she's right.
for in particular.
Learned
They
later
just said
that
the
she's
aggressor,
detained.
and the arrest warrant is for femicide, which femicide in Mexico carries a pretty hefty jail sentence, but that's not the end of the story. Because anyone who's familiar with true crime, anyone who's familiar with how this kind of thing goes,
Yeah.
you know that this is only the first arrest of many. And because Dejanay Jackson is facing such big jail time in a foreign country, it's only a matter of time until all of this information comes out, because she's going to talk. Again, it hasn't been confirmed yet whether it's Dejanay Jackson. I'm just making kind of an inference.
And we know that it was confirmed.
But if you don't think she's going to talk, she's going to talk, because she's facing a long amount of time, and all of these people are responsible in some way or another. Like I said a couple videos back, the three women in the Cabo 6 are definitely have been, word on the curb is they all three fought Shanquella and they all three attacked her. As for the men, there's varying levels of accessory to murder in my case. We know that there's some information about Khalil Cook lying to Shanquella's family. There's information about Nasir Wiggins. Like, no stone is going to go unturned in this case, I don't think, especially now that they've arrested the first person. Do I think they're all going to be charged with femicide? No, but do I think that at least the three women with the videos? Probably. As for my last video, I want to clear a few things up.
And then too, y'all remember we went over the whole femicide thing and all that stuff here. Jacqueline Young says the dad said he didn't want anything to do with the GoFundMe. Yep. You can see he's a proud man of integrity. My question, do the mom and the dad get along? Because to me, it seems as though he's doing all the work. Yeah, I agree with you. So, I haven't confirmed it or heard it confirmed, but it appears to me that they are, not together. Like they, may have been together in the past, but they are separate, right? Because he said he called her mama. He didn't say I called my wife, he said I called her mama. So I would think that maybe, they're divorced or they're, not together. Good question. Jinju says Elise Hyatt mama is called Annette Battle. Got me doing it here. Wonder Word says, oh yeah, all right, Jinju and Wonder Word. That XY is not even adopted. I think he belonged to the streets, child. Okay, there we go again. So we know that there's been some questioning about the makeup of the Dejanay person. However, I was going to say I did see, I think, like a picture or something that showed the hips in the right location. And my thing is this: to remember, I think was it a week ago, somebody was doing the video, and then there was somebody that they were saying was Dejanay. And I was saying that it looked like a different person, like it didn't look like the same person. So I don't know. We don't know who in that video because it's very grainy, right? So who is the real Dejanay? Is it an XY chromosome or XX? Inquiring minds want to know. 666 Happy Girl said, if they haven't picked up Jackson, I know she's listening and scared as hell and should be. The law coming for all of them. Justice for Shanquella. Yes. Superstar Graham says, I agree as well. And Superstar Graham said, I hate to say it, but it seems like the mother isn't as invested. Yeah, you know what? Too, I feel what you're saying, because like this. I mean, okay, at the end of last week, rather, we had started listening to the dad. Most of the videos was on the dad's perspective, and the week prior to that, most of the videos was on the mom's perspective. And you're absolutely right. It was a whole different type of vibe, right? A whole different type of vibe. And we know that, you know, in this current society, we have this division between men and women, especially when there's a break in the relationship and, you know, there's children involved. Like sometimes one of the parent may be good, and the other parent may be bad, or, you know, not. Yeah, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes we have, you know, a bad parent or a parent that's not as invested. So we could say that safely. Wanda Word said, find Dejanay family at Gin Juice. I know Gin Juice is our resident detective. Go sniff out the people and find the people here. Let's see. 66 Happy Girl says, well, if they don't get along, they are doing this time. And the parents are not together, but they had a beautiful child. Amen. Yes, exactly. Yep. And they shared that. And that's what keeps you together too, sharing that child. 66 Happy Girl said that woman is in shock, and there's always a stronger person to handle things. Yep. Yeah, I think what Superstar Graham was saying was that you know, like the dad went to make sure that he got the money to get the body back, and you know, did those things. As far as like that. You see, Happy Girl says, "Come on, Gin Juice, we going to help." Okay, y'all putting in working together on to get this thing done. All right, so let's get back here because we coming in for a landing, y'all. I promise. I promise.
The new information about Shanquella, how Shanquella died, and how the doctor was there for 3 hours, and how her the
all
people
lies
around her, the Cabo Six, told the doctor they didn't want to take her to a legitimate hospital. Someone in the comments made it clear that, you know, yes, it says that she could have died. She died from a heart, like a pulmonary heart issue. But someone in the comments clarified that that could happen after a severe physical attack. So all of that kind of checks out in terms of what we're, you know, inferring about the case.
Yeah, I'm going to skip this one because this is an old video and we already know what happened. We know that the autopsy report said that she received the broken neck, you know, head was pretty much knocked off of her skeleton, and she had a broken back. And that if a person had that injury, that the lifespan expectancy is 15 minutes after that, which is why we over here say that it's impossible that there was more fighting after that, because we saw when the Dejanay person, who they're saying Dejanay, who's the one that grabbed her by her neck and body slammed her over, at that time breaking her neck, and continued to attack her head and neck area. And we saw the bow in the back, which shows the the break in the back that was also indicated on that autopsy death report. And that's how she died. So it's impossible that there was more fighting, or that somebody picked her up and body slammed her after that, because when she, you know, we already know that it's difficult to move and lift a paralyzed body, dead weight. So yes, thank y'all here. Jinju says Elise mama is a minister at Shylon Church in Greensboro, North Carolina. A minister. Worship service starts at 11 a.m. I was thinking of pulling up with some people to get your praise and worship on. All right, so let me see here. Jacqueline says the interview with the sister started. She was beaten so bad they didn't know if there was going to have an open casket. They all took turns beating her, but the wildest beats just finished it. Well, I mean, what we saw was a few seconds of the person that they're saying is Dejanay, and that. So if there was any beating, it had to be done prior to that, because from that, once we saw that, there was no more, beating after that. That was it. So, yeah. If there's, there's this talk about there's these other videos. If there are other videos, then the one that we have seen is the last one. Can't be first, because there was nothing that could have happened after that. Because 15 minutes later, there was, there would have been no signs of life. And 666 Happy Girl says, yep, I'll drive, Shinju's. I'm ready. Justice for Shanquella. Hey, Ernie, what's going on? Yes, Justice for Shanquella Robinson. And Happy Girl says, first stop, Alyssa's Mama Church. We're going to Alyssa Mama Church and come on in gin and juice. Her mama is on Facebook too. Wow. This is what the young people call doxing. When you're giving up all the information on the people, it's called doxing, y'all. For those of you Gen Xers who didn't know it, I had the courage the other day to ask, and the young people in the chat told me what was going down with this whole doxing. Superstar Graham said Nazir mom took her page down. She couldn't take the heat. She's like, I'm getting up out of here. Y'all not gonna be blowing up my box with all this hate. Yeah, she's getting too much heat. And Superstar Graham said, what is her mom's church is? They told you. Jinju said, Long Beach to North Carolina will be a long flight, though. I wonder whether Elise will be there. Yeah, I'm sure she not welcome at the church. She'll be like, look, we don't need you messing up our offering basket. Wanda Word said 11 a.m. worship service, huh? Man, and I ain't in the area. I wear my Sunday's best to church. Y'all, come on now. Going to church yet? We weren't doxing. Okay, y'all don't call putting out the church and the mama name. Oh, that ain't doxing. From what I remember being taught, that's called doxing. Jinju said, we ain't doxing because it's already on Facebook. Okay, y'all. So, hey, Melinda Pear. This is so very sad. I'm praying for justice. It is, and we thank you. That's what we all doing over here. We're standing in agreement for justice for Shanquella, and prayers for comfort for the family. Prayers of comfort for the family. Yes. All right, Nazir mama is hood. That's why he's like he is. No home training. Oh, I know she was like, y'all need to get off my boy's back. My boy good. He a good boy. He is good. All right, so we finished up her too. All right, I'm gonna find one little more quickie, then we're gonna come in for a landing. Let's see how long this one here is.
Want to register for analysis?
Okay, so we got one. Okay, we got a couple more comments here. Wanda Ward said, hit them like and share this video, y'all. Thank you so much. Y'all so good to me. Good to me, good to me. All right, so let me see here. Okay, so we're gonna have from Petty is gonna be our next content creator, and we just trying to help. Amen. You got my back, Gin Juice. Yes. Okay, here go another new person. Night Owl. Church is a hospital for sinners. I agree with you. Yep. So people be always trying to throw that church in there like that, make you somebody special. Ernie says, make no mistakes about it. Those are the ones that hide in her. Yeah, could be. Nazir mama is hood. I seen her status. She treats her son like her man. Okay, remember y'all always talk about these narcissistic mamas and stuff like that, right? And she had the tendencies, that whole my son, my son, my son. And yeah, I thought that too when one of those comments she was talking about wishing her fine son a happy birthday and stuff. Inappropriate behavior. You got to watch out for those mama boys and stuff like that. Yep, good one, Superstar Graham. Yep, of course. Yep. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah. No, Elisa was spotted at work the other day. Yeah, we had covered that. So I'm about to play this here video. Y'all, hold up.
Rocking with pettyblog.com. Can't be on the petty blog.
I wonder what pet tea means. Like, she have a pet that she really likes. Petty and tea. I'm so dumb. So they already know that I'm dropping the tea. So let's get right into it. And in case you missed it, Malik Dyer of the Cabo Six, you know, one of Shanquella Robinson's fake friends, the one who said, Quella, can you at least fight back?
Yeah. Shout out to Petty Blog here. I like that.
Can you at least fight back?
Yeah, that one. Rat. Well, guess what? Let's take a look at this. As y'all know, the Cabo trip was a combination of Nazir and Dejanay's celebration for their birthdays, and Nazir was the one who allegedly came a day late, and Dejanay was the girl who was on camera who was senselessly beating Shanquella. Well, Dejanay is, can you at least fight back? Malik's bestie. Oh. And let's take a look at his birthday shot to her in 2021. He took to Facebook and posted this picture of Dejanay. And
okay, see, look here. If that's Dejanay, you know, I'm agreeing with the people saying she's a girl. Look at her. She got these hips are low. Hip below the crotch. See that girl, her crotch right there. And see, this is the widest part of her. So, y'all, I don't know. Looks like a girl.
Wrote, I wonder if I should post them throwbacks of you. I'd shut it down, crying, laughing. And on the other side, he wrote, happy birthday to my best friend / daughter's godmother. 10 plus years of friendship that I wouldn't trade for the world. Love you for life, Dej. And actually, that might have been an 8 instead of a 0, because, you know, certain fonts are hard to decipher. Yeah. So therefore, they probably have been friends for 18 plus years. But either way it goes, it's still 10 plus years, okay? And can you imagine a whole grown man who is recording a female attacking another one and enticing?
But, wrong thing. What do y'all think? Does this look like the same person that was fighting in the video? I mean, attacking in the video? I mean, look how, I don't know. Is that the same? Is that the same person?
Is a whole father to a little girl? Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. But yeah, so that post was from last year, right? But for 2022, you know, as a best friend, he's going to post another one. Y'all know how that go. So this time, instead of creating a new post, he reposted the one from the year before and wrote, I love you, best friend, for life. I got you 100%, heart emoji. Now, mind y'all, this is the day after Shanquella was killed and after the Mexican authorities said that there was no foul play. Police's initial indication is that there was no clear evidence of foul play. This is after Shanquella's fake bestie, Kalolanam, told her mother that it was alcohol poisoning. And this is before the autopsy came out and weeks before the story blew up and went viral. Ooh. So on this day that he wrote this, in Malik's mind, as well as the rest of the Cabo Villa 6 minds, they were in the clear and nobody knows what they had just done except for those who were there and Shanquella. So they thought that their evil little secret was safe. And that they had gotten away with it. So him making this post was an insider that only the Cabo 6 would understand. So when he says, best friend, I got you 100%, that's clearly code for I'm never going to snitch on what you did as the main aggressor and on what we all did as a whole. That's that our secret is safe amongst us talk. Okay? At that time, he didn't realize how damaging a few words like that would be. But best believe, once the autopsy came back weeks later and the story blew up, he was so quick to delete his whole page. Ooh. But right before he did that, when the story had just started to gain some traction, he claimed to be innocent. He wrote, if y'all think for 1 second that I'll ever do something dumb or stupid to be away from my heartbeat, then y'all don't know me at all. Oh, so now you want to think about your daughter, huh? Was you thinking about her when you kept on saying, Quella, can you at least fight back? Yes. At least fight back. Fight back, something.
At least something.
Oh, my goodness.
Fight back, something.
Oh. Were you thinking about your daughter when you thought she was slickly speaking in codes and told your longtime bestie who thinks that she's the Incredible Hulk that you got her to the fullest? Oh, and what do you mean if anyone thinks you would do something stupid to leave your heartbeat behind? They don't know you. Bro, do you even know you? Because you definitely did a couple of things stupid to be away from your own heartbeat. Like what? Exhibit A. You was one of the people recording the fight, which was evidence within itself, okay? Exhibit B. You were on camera trying to intimidate a girl who wasn't fighting back to fight back.
Yeah.
Exhibit C.
He was
The very
taunting.
next day, you went on Facebook and put up a jargon talking about, Asian Day, at least I got you 100% face ass.
Wow.
Exhibit D. You went and lied to Shanquella's family faces about what really happened to protect your bestie and yourself, because you're definitely guilty too, considering all of the above.
Wow.
I mean, shall I continue? Oh, okay. And the best part of it all is that you incriminated your own damn self. So get real. Now let's take a quick look at some of the reactions. This person wrote, obviously his alliance is to the woman who beat Shanquella. He has no idea what he has gotten himself into.
Wow.
They think their reasoning of what happened only matters. That's the problem. And the fact that they think that they are the victims in the murder case lets you know what type of people they are.
Wow.
He thinks because he
point.
didn't assault her, he's innocent. You witnessed and covered up a murder, so that makes you just as guilty.
Yep.
Wow. This person wrote, so sad. You could have stopped it, period. For you to record and say fight back, sad. What that say about you? Cowardly move. And you have a daughter? God, strengthen this beautiful angel Shanquella family.
Wow.
Give them peace and understanding. Thank you, God. Thank you. This one wrote, well, you better say goodbye to your heartbeat, my love. You're going down. It sure is. You're going down. I'm going down. And my thing is, he's speaking of a heartbeat as if he wasn't a part of stopping Shanquella's. Like, bro, you watched her heartbeat stop.
Yeah, that's a girl, y'all. I think that's a girl. Let's see. I don't know. It could be kind of high for those hips. I ain't got my tape measure, but I don't know. I see the back.
And just think about it. They were really about to carry on with their lives with no remorse, as if they didn't stop one for nothing. That's crazy. The only thing left is for the FBI to hurry up and get these people.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool there. We're going to park it over there. Wow, y'all was over here chatting it up. Let me go and catch up. I really like what you were saying over there. Superstar Graham says, we all called her job and let them know about her. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Everybody pooling together, you know, these people aren't going to be able to stay nowhere, because as soon as the word get out, we just put the word out there, and then the group go over there, and these people ain't going to be able to have no peace nowhere. They're going to probably be begging the jails to take them in. Can we just get someplace so we can just have some peace? Johnny says, do you think the Cabo crew entered Shanquella's room through those sliding doors and sat around or in front of the other entry door to prevent Shanquella from running out? Yeah, it's sad to say, but, I don't think there was anything that she could have done, because they were in this, this villa. Like, there was no place for her to hide. They were going to find, they came there to do this deed, like, so. Yeah. I totally believe that they ambushed her. I totally believe she was ambushed and caught off guard. Superstar Graham says, Elise works for a medical facility. Yeah, so she don't need to be working. Rebecca says, Mississippi is in the house. I'm standing for justice for Shanquella Robinson. All right, Mississippi, thank you so much for standing for justice for Shanquella. We got Mississippi in the hizzy. Mississippi in the hizzy. All right, let me go on and get finished up here. 66 Happy Girl says, absolutely, Rebecca. Mona D, what's going on? Mona D, please like the video. Thank you so much. And see, do Mona got her a tablet? Let's see here. All right. Let me catch up here. Thank you, Mona. Let's see. Ernie says, Elise is well connected in her family, but in God's time, they will have a great fall. Exactly. Yep. Oop. Wow. All right. It's a she. He won't be something. Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, that picture there, to me, it looks like I can see a female anatomy. Pretty good. Again, I don't see the back, but according to where it looks like the hips are at, it appears to be below the crotch. So, yes, that's her. Okay. Let's see. He is a dead giveaway. No offense. Let's see. Who are they? Who? I don't know. Jody Blake. All right. A new here. All right. Yes, a new name. New here. I liked and subscribed. Thank you so much, Jody. And welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel, where we here sharing peace and love and all that good stuff. And we are standing here with shouting out justice for Shanquella Robinson. Thank you so much. Welcome, Jody Blake. Yep. All right. Thank you, Superstar Graham, for welcoming new subscribers to our lovely chat here. So glad you're showing this. I saw this earlier today. Okay, cool. All right. See, a lot of times I'll be like worried, thinking like, well, I don't know, but I'm grateful when y'all keep on being encouraging like this. Jen Ju says, at least Hyatt works at a medical place, High Point, North Carolina. Is that the zip code 27262? And y'all ain't got, I gotta do that. I can't do that. That ain't right. Jody Blake says, thanks. Oops, that ain't right now. I'm gonna take that out. Can I? There we go. Did I get it out of there? Let's see. Jody Blake. Okay. Let's see. Whipped. Y'all, Superstar Graham said yes at Gin Juice. I called twice and I didn't get past the reception. Wow. Where does Malik work? I don't know. Okay. Y'all, something else here. What did they say to you? You guys, let me go and scroll down here. Some new people here. Yeah, that's her in the photo. Okay, so well then how do we know that's the same person that's in the attack video? Because the show looks different. Like that, it's a reason why people were questioning the gender of the person attacking, because it looks like it didn't look like this lady here. It didn't look like a lady that was doing that. Totally. Thanks y'all though. Yes, I agree. Mexico will find out if it's a he, she, what to be something. Yeah. Oh, look here. What's up, Mackie? Look at you working hard, showing support. I appreciate it. Yeah, everybody else is working hard too, so this is making me want to keep up with the pace. Gotta keep up the work. Thank you so much, Maggie, for showing support here. All right, so we coming in for a landing. Like I said, y'all, I did drop the link, but nobody coming up here. Thank you, Rebecca. And Superstar Graham said, we have to leave reviews on their Google. That's smart. Get them with those reviews. Prayers for Shanquella Robinson. Callie down for justice too. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, we got a lot of West Coast people here. Cali is my hometown. Born and raised in Southern California. Crenshaw. Let's see here. YW. Y'all gotta help me with these acronyms. Let's see. YW Treya. YW. I don't know that one. Somebody help me out, y'all. Y'all, this young people talk. I don't know what that one is. See, they all had cameras and dressed in clothes, read to be low down. It was planned. I agree. It did seem like it was some type of a ritual where it was like, okay, at this time, we're going to all, gather around. It was like they were preparing everything right down to the whole, videotaping we got our first body. And then the whole, let's play the drinking game. It was like they were trying to set the stage for their alibi. See, we was playing the drinking game. They got us on video camera. We taking shots. We drinking it up. So when we tell the family and everybody that, Shanquella expired from alcohol poisoning, it'll be totally believable. She got down there in Mexico and just lost it, which a lot of people do, obviously, because Mexico is selling these death certificates with the alcohol poison, like they selling these BBLs. I'm just saying, for real, So I believe it was all part of their prepared alibis that they were going to use for this whole thing. Long Beach representing for Quilla. That's right. Justice for Shanquella all over the place here. It's a he, she, what want to be, bottom line. Okay. Like I said, let's see. What you do in the dark will come to the light. So true. That's why we just keep on waiting, staying positive, and for sure, It's going to come to the light. Jody Blake says, justice for Shanquella Robinson. Thank you, Jody Blake, for putting your comments out here and putting in the chat the justice for Shanquella. Say, we going to be there to Gin Juice and I'll buy you lunch. Okay. Tamika says, at Rebecca, I just left Mississippi last night and got home at 6 a.m. this morning from Grenada, Mississippi to Chicago. Okay. Mississippi. Jinju says, please don't pull up alone in case those monsters do the same to you like they did to Quilla. If I go, I'm going to pull up with at least 10 people with my strap too. Never leave her behind. She's my bestie. She had no makeup on. Wait, she had on makeup and a nice wig. Hey, what's up, Regiment 65? Is that Malik saying fight back or Kali? I know, huh? Because I think maybe 2 weeks ago we had agreed that it was Kali, right? Because we saw the beard, but both of them had the beards. So what are we saying, y'all? Who is the one on the saying that? I think we had voted that it was Kali. Y'all put in the chat who was that saying that, so we can be back on the same page. Yeah. Let's see. Didn't Dejanay have a baby recently? I don't know. I think that was just rumored. We did hear that, but I don't know. No one's seen any pics of a baby. There's been no proof. Let's see. Hey, C. Wims. It's the same person. It was a report from a year ago. Okay, a repost from a year ago. Okay. Gotcha. Crenshaw, yep. Yep. Crenshaw, that was I was from Lamert Park Village. I spent my young adult years over in Lamert Park Village. Yep. Crenshaw District, that was me. Tamika says, Kali saying fight back. Okay. That's what I was thinking. That's what we had said. That was Kali. And you're welcome. Okay, thank you. I'm old and I'm late with these little acronyms and stuff. And I know y'all young people be trying to get to the point quick. That's why y'all do these little acronyms on everything because that's how y'all get down. I like it. I'm learning too. It was an assault. Yes, exactly. That Tamika. Jinju said, have you guys ever thought that those monsters could be in this chat? True. Yep. Think about it. I'm paranoid about people and don't trust mofos. Yeah. They listening, huh? Trying to see how much stuff. I doubt it though. Let's see. Thank you, Wonder says like and share, y'all. I appreciate y'all doing this here. We're coming in for a landing, though. We are. See, Nazir, it's bigger than we think. He did say that, huh? That was the plan. I agree with you. Jinju says, we have our best. Let's roll. We got our besties. Let's roll. All right, y'all. Mrs. Matthews says, one of the psychics, something Willow is her name. She said it was planned, scary. Yeah, I felt like it was planned too because, otherwise, like why, not give the information to where the body's at? Why, already have this alcohol poison story set up? It was like everything was already researched on what they were going to say and all that stuff. So I totally agree with it being planned. And Jinju says maybe they're probably looking at everything they can. Yeah, to see what people are saying or where is it safe to go. We got people in Mississippi, California. We got people all over the place. It ain't safe for y'all to go nowhere. Somebody gonna see you. And Tamika says, I'm in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Wow, I never heard of that one before. Vicksburg. Sunshine said they found her in the living room, not the bedroom, but she was fighting Shanquella in the bedroom, so the fight didn't end there in the bedroom. That wasn't proven that they found her, and that was all rumored. The maid the housekeeper, said she was found in the bedroom. I don't believe that the body was, where we saw her land, that is where she was at. Nobody moved that body. Nobody dressed that body. No one did all that stuff. We talked about it before, and I unfortunately, I'm not going to have time to go back off into it because I'm getting close to my closing time, but definitely, Sunshine, we'll talk about that again. We'll probably talk about it tomorrow. A little bit more. We've already been going for 2 hours. Hey, Kylie, she says, Kylie, the one with the sweet voice. C. Wim said, it said it was Kylie saying fight back. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's where we was at on that. All agreeing that it was Kylie. Yep, everyone's saying that. I'm older and we both are fabulous. Thank you so much, Happy Girl. That's right. With age comes, especially for we women, we get better with age. The older the berry, the sweeter the juice. For real. Let's see. Jinju says, Happy 66 Girl says, I shouldn't have put the details of that Joe code. YouTube can terminate my account. Okay, I think I hopefully deleted it. Can you delete your comment then? Jinju, we don't want you to be deleted. We need you over here. Yeah, so we want to make sure we staying respectful and all that stuff, y'all. We not here trying to get nobody in no trouble. Daima Abdul says, yes, we don't doubt it, but trust. True. They don't want us. They don't want this chat room. Tamika say they don't want none of this. Johnny says, after seeing the video you showed the other day, Mexico authorities seem to use alcohol poisoning as a means to cover up murders. Yes. Why do they seem to use alcohol poisoning as a cause of death? Because, it's a plausible something. It's easy to do. And then it's something they could sell it, right? Because people would expect that if you went somewhere vacationing, you overdid it or something like that, they can make it make sense, right? There is a such thing of people expiring from alcohol poisoning. Like that's a real thing. The lethal dose of alcohol remains the lethal dose. So if you had too much alcohol and you weren't able to get somewhere to get your stomach pumped, you could potentially, expire from alcohol poisoning. But for the most part, it's kind of highly unlikely, but it's something that lay people will accept, right? Because for the most part, if you did drink too much, we all have had an opportunity like that or have seen somebody do that. The first thing that your body will do is to throw it up. You're going to throw up. You're going to have diarrhea. Your body is going to try to relieve you of that alcohol because it don't want to, be checked out for no alcohol poison. So, yeah. That's why they use it, because it's easy, little cookie cutter something, right? Little cookie cutter. Yeah, just tell them it's alcohol poison. That's a easy little cause of death. And if the people don't have the money to be able to, pay for an autopsy or do something like that, then they're going to have to just accept what we tell them. And it says that's how that goes. Hey, Lola, did you heard that some reporter spotted Elise Hyde at her place of work, and when the reporter asked her what happened to Shanquella's case, she got in her car. Yep, we saw her burn rubber. She got in her car and burned out big time. Yep, she didn't even say nothing. Yeah, we watched that the other night over here. It was funny. They in somebody's basement. Yeah, I tell y'all, they hiding in the basement. They ain't going nowhere. They can't go nowhere because they can't be seen in public. Nobody's going to want to see them. Jinju says, need to just speak in code. Yeah. Y'all keep that in code. You right about that. Texas here. Thank you, Wanda Ward. See there? Y'all can't even go to Texas because we got Wanda Ward out there in Texas pointing you out. Got it, Jinju. Look at me. All right, so Rebecca says they knew what they were doing, just low down and dirty. They thought they were going to get away with murder, but they didn't, and they're going to jail. Yes, they're going to prison. They're going down. Let's see here. Shiva Psychic investors stated an older, mature man involved, inheritance involved. Oh, okay. So you think there's some money behind it? Yeah, people get greedy and have unalive people for that. True, true, true. Tamika says, I agree, dead right. It's possible. Plus, with rigor mortis, natural beauty made sense. Exactly. And we know that we saw the injury. So once Dejanay body slammed her over and broke her neck, and then we saw the back broken too. There's no way. And we know that after receiving that injury, 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes. So I don't see, anybody, I'm pretty sure once they saw that, the visual impact of seeing somebody, end it like that would have been super startling, even if they plan to do that, unless, if this is their first time to do it, nobody is that, comfortable handling an injured body. Like I was telling y'all before, I worked in trauma, I worked in surgery too. And when we would get these motor vehicle accidents and people all broken up and, mangled up and all that stuff, trying to move them or, brace them up and it's not, no one wants to, it's not a, and it's not like nobody would have wanted to touch or even, put hands on a body that was so injured, so traumatically injured, right? And try to move and dress a paralyzed body is pretty difficult too, and takes, some training to do that. And I don't see lay people being able to handle something like that. And C. Wynn says, the guy who arrived late in the Instagram post said the maid found her over the toilet. Yes, which is a complete lie. A complete lie. Because in one of the interviews that the Mexican reporters said, the body was, there's been different stories about the body. Yeah, I'm trying to quickly rush, and that's why I'm not really disputing these things too much. Rebecca says, and he's going to make sure that he gets justice for his baby girl, Shanquella Robinson. Yes, I love her dad for what he's doing here, and I'm grateful that he's encouraging us to keep talking about this, what we're doing here. The drinking age over there is rather young, I believe. No compassion or empathy. Exactly. Underneath a Mexican prison will be fine. Justice for Shanquella. Yes. All right. So we coming in here. See, Jordan Turner says, I don't believe it was their first time unaliving. Well, the one person did say we got our first body. So I don't know. Maybe they was first time for their chapter or something like that. I don't know. It seems like it's some type of something. I don't know. Very difficult. Yes. All right. Justice for Shanquella. And see, your appearance on the TLA brought me here. Okay. I'm one of the people looking for real answers. Your insight, it just makes sense. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you for saying that. Yeah. Like I said, I'm old and I got all this, older, and just the experience working in the nursing thing. I know what these bodies look like, and I know what it takes to maneuver and handle, these bodies and stuff like that. And then I know what I saw when I saw the video, and to most people who saw it felt some kind of way. And it's because your subconscious may not have been able to say, okay, we saw the neck break, but you know what you saw and your subconscious know. So that's why people felt some kind of way about this thing. Absolutely. I worked at a funeral home and moving a body is difficult. Exactly. Yep. And then after that, after she was gone, I'm pretty sure like nobody wanted to put hands on it. Like, not me. Not me. Yeah. People, yeah. Jordan says, that was a reference to alcohol. Okay, I probably messed up somewhere. Mrs. Matthews says, the post Oscar Wilder is quoted as having said something like, people might forgive you for your mistake, but they'll H8. They'll hate you for your success. Yes, I agree. And jealousy of your success is definitely something that is, at least it wasn't her first attack. I heard the mom tell Nancy Grace they found her in the living room. I don't know. Let's see. And then there was talk that Nancy Grace's interview was copy paste. I say here, there was a gang tag reference on dead body video. Okay. Thank you. Retired hospice nurse here, then a funeral home. Yeah, so you already knowing what time it is on that. Yeah. And so I'm going to just go ahead and get ready to wrap this up, y'all. I thank y'all so much. And then two, I did want to mention I have another channel, and I appreciate all the people that have been coming to visit me on both and stuff like that. So, and I'll see y'all tomorrow on another video. And thank you all to my new subscribers and everybody who's been giving me these tips and leads and dropping different videos to my email. I sure appreciate all of the love and support. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's see here. Brashatine Thompson. Thank you. You're so welcome. All right. So I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Love y'all. And thank you so much. Peace and love. And justice for Shanquella.